Huawei has just unveiled their new dual-camera flagship smartphone, the P10. It is a premium device that has a promising camera setup, great specifications, and a lot more that is packed into the all-metal body. My name is Linus, learn more in our full review. The Huawei P10 ships in quite a premium box. Inside of it you can find some paperwork, a hard plastic case, a pair of earphones, USB-C cable, and last but not least, the fast charger. Once you first take the P10 out of the box, you'll notice how compact it is due to its 5.1 inches LCD 1080p display, which is sharp, bright, and it has vivid colors. Also, the display has a decent sunlight legibility and it is covered with a Gorilla Glass 5 for scratch resistance. I love how nicely the phone sits in the hand due to rounded edges on the back and all aluminum housing that is smooth to the touch, and it does not attract fingerprints or smudges like some glass-made phones. The brand new home button has a built-in fingerprint sensor that is very fast, accurate, and it can unlock the phone straight from the standby mode. The home key has a lot of other features, but more on that later on. When it comes to the camera, the Huawei upgraded its Leica branded dual camera system by using the latest 20 megapixels monochrome sensor, which is mainly used to capture sharper detail. Also, there is another 12 megapixel shooter, which is essentially used to capture colors. The camera system has optical image stabilization, dual-tone dual LED flash, and finally, the cameras use f2.2 aperture Leica lens. As far as selfie camera, the Huawei also cooperated with Leica, and as a result we have an improved 8 megapixel selfie shooter with a bright f1.9 aperture. Also, we have a notification LED light on the top. The sound quality via the headset jack is just great. No distortions, rich and balanced sound, and a great volume output. Also, I love the sound quality of the loudspeaker. The sound is balanced, rich, and the volume output is pretty good. The Huawei P10 got a little performance upgrade and it runs on the same processor as the Huawei Mate 9. The Kirin 960 chipset is a small upgrade over the Kirin 955 found in the Huawei P9. As we expected, it only comes with one storage option, and that is 64GB. Well, at least you don't need to think about different models, and if you need extra storage, you can further expand it via the microSD card slot up to 256GB. The Kirin 960 uses an octa-core CPU which is clocked at 2.4 GHz and it is supported by 4 GB of RAM. If you want even more power, you can check out the Huawei P10 Plus that has 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. As most of the phones right now, it runs on the Android 7.0, but no stock Android. Huawei has included its Emotion UI 5.1 overlay on top of Android 7. Well, this disappoints a bit because some of the key Nougat features are missing, like Google Assistant and Daydream compatibility. Well, at least at the launch there is no sign well it will come to this phone, but we may see it with the future software updates. The software has improved a bit over the software on the P9. Also, there are some cool new features, like themes of Emotion UI can be now tailored to the color of your phone. The Huawei P10 also comes with a new approach to navigating through the UI. The home button on the front is not only a fingerprint scanner, it's also a multi-navigation button that allows you to access your multitasking menu if you swipe it to the right, go back with one tap, or go home by tapping and holding it. Well, it feels different than on the P9 because the P9 had a fingerprint scanner on the back, but it was quite easy to get used to using this feature. Huawei also included quick integration. This GoPro-owned app allows you to pick photos and videos, and the app automatically edits them into a video. It's a pretty cool feature. It works straight out of the gallery, and it helps you to make social media ready video from the latest events or parties. The Huawei have also included predictive fingerprint tracking, which will suggest the phone where your fingers will probably go next. That means if a lot of people exit an app after using it, the phone will predict that and it will be able to make it work quicker. The overall user experience in the UI is good, the phone is fast and fluid and there are no hiccups. The gaming performance is the same like on the Huawei Mate 9, and it also supports the new Vulkan API, which renders games faster and with more details. All in all, games run fine and you can play the latest titles like World of Tanks with maximum graphic details. Also, the phone does not have any overheating issues. The camera app has been improved and it comes with a lot of great features. As on previous Huawei phones, we have a monochrome mode which takes pretty decent looking 20 megapixels black and white pictures. There's also an HDR mode, light painting, slow motion up to 120 FPS in 720p, and there are some other modes that you can download later. When it comes to the image quality, the Leica branded dual cameras can take some nice looking photos with good amount of detail, great dynamic range adjustment and very accurate color reproduction. In fact, some of the pictures we took are one of the best you can get on any phone. The night image quality on the Huawei P10 is almost the same as on the Huawei Mate 9. I just noticed that some of the shots are a bit higher exposed on the Mate 9 or have a higher ISO levels. The noise looks a little bit better on the P10, which could be due to a software improvement in noise reduction. The 4K video quality looks pretty good. The footage looks pretty sharp, but there could be a little bit more detail if we compare the quality of the video to some of the top-tier flagship devices. My biggest concern is, however, that the phone uses H.265 video format, which is not supported by YouTube, so you would need to use the converter to convert the video first. The selfies look great, there is a lot of detail, the colors look nice, and the pictures will definitely do the trick for social media needs. The selfie video looks pretty sharp and detailed too, definitely more than enough for video chats and other stuff. As far as connectivity, we didn't have any issues at all. The signal reception and the call quality have been great, the Wi-Fi speed and range are excellent, and finally, the GPS is accurate whether you need to use it for driving or for walking down the street. The Huawei P10 ships with a 3200 mAh battery that can be fully charged in about 1 hour and 10 minutes thanks to the supplied fast charger. I use the phone mostly for taking a lot of pictures, checking social media, web browsing, and I was able to get about 5 hours of screen on time at the 50% brightness setting, which is a pretty good result. After using the Huawei P10 since the official launch, I have to tell you that I like this phone for a lot of reasons, but it doesn't mean it's a perfect phone. First of all, I love the design and build quality of the phone, even though some may say that the looks were inspired by some other phones. Also, I love the form factor that allows you to manage the phone in one hand and scroll through the nice and sharp display. Other things that we love include a dual camera setup that can take some of the best-in-class daylight images, excellent gaming and user interface performance, and great battery life. Since I always prefer stock Android, I'm not a huge fan of the cartoonish look of the Emotion UI, but I appreciate all the extra features, especially the fingerprint reader gestures. Another shortcoming is that the phone uses H.265 video format, which is not supported by YouTube, so you would need to convert the video first. All in all, the Huawei P10 is a very solid phone and it can be called a legit flagship despite a few shortcomings, but given the suggested retail price of €649, this phone is really worth your attention and actually it is one of the best phones you can get for the price. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions, please drop me a comment down below. Also, please visit gizmochina.com for all the latest and greatest Chinese tech news and reviews, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you in the next video soon.